Hello and welcome to this new moon. And this new moon takes place on July 20th and takes place at 28 degrees of the sign of Cancer. Now, as you know, new moons are all about new beginnings, putting our wishes out there and believing in them and putting them out to the universe. Some of us do a ritual. And some days we do a ritual, we do it, and other times we're really in that space and we put out those wishes, very powerfully. And that's what happens on basically new moons. But then we have to look at where is this new moon taking place and what other planets are connected to it. Are the planets supporting it? Are the planets giving us a challenge? Well, this one takes place at 28 degrees in the sign of Cancer. And right there in opposition at 28 degrees Capricorn sits Saturn. You think you can get these dreams and wishes? You really think you can do this? Well, Cancer is a very emotional sign. So imagine your emotions being high and the desire to put out these dreams and wishes, and then somebody saying to you, do you really think you're going to get these dreams and wishes? Be practical, because that will be Saturn talking. Your challenge, my challenge, everybody's challenge, is to turn around and say, Saturn is going to give me the wisdom to know that with certain actions and beliefs, I can make this dream a reality. It's a big challenge, all right? So then the next thing I do is look to see what gate in human design is this new moon taking place in. And as I look at the gate, it's gate 56, and it's a traveling movement, okay, in the inner world, reflected by our views in the outer world. So what we're saying outside is really a reflection of what's inside. That's where the belief has to begin, inside, before it ever can be outside. So this gate 56, is the title of it is stimulation. So it's stimulating us to go to the inside, all right, to travel inward to the inner world, where we can really see what our dream and wish wants to be. The other gate on the other side, it's not bad enough that Saturn can be the planet of limitation, restriction, okay? It's in the gate of limitation and restriction, so it's a double whammy, all right? And it's about accepting, but then finding new ways of resolving old problems. So think about it. The dreams and wishes ready to go out. Okay, but look at the limitations, look at the restrictions, be practical, okay? This is what everybody's saying. But Saturn's gift is wisdom. So wait a minute, let's pause, okay? Let's look at this wisdom. Let's look at this limitation. And it's okay, it's accepting what is, but finding new ways to resolve it. So the wishes are that I will be given the wisdom to resolve anything that stands in the way of me achieving my dreams and wishes. That's the simple way to put it. So then I said, okay, what else is going on? Do we have anything supporting us? So at the same time of this new moon, we have Mars at 12 degrees Aries, which means that Mars is in its own sign. And when a planet's in its own sign, its energy is very powerful. So what is the energy of Mars? Courage, energy, action. All right, what's Mars doing? At 12 degrees, it's almost 13 degrees Aries. It's making a beneficial angle to Venus, at 15 degrees Gemini. The angle that it's making mathematically is a sextile. I call it the mafia offer. It's an offer too good to refuse. That's why I like that. Okay, so Mars is saying, come on. Okay, so you've got this challenge, but I'm going to give you the courage, the energy to take the action. And then he looks at Venus and he says, come on, Venus, you can do it. You're the alchemic goddess. What does Venus rule? Love, money, creativity. But it begins with self-love. Begins with self-love. So Mars says, love yourself enough to know that you can get these dreams and wishes. Have the courage. Get the wisdom from Saturn. Don't get his paranoia, get the wisdom. So all of that is happening on this new moon. Then I'm looking at the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction that's going to be there for a while and has been going back and forth. Jupiter is retrograde. It'll go all the way back to 17 degrees, turn direct and make this aspect again. And as they come together exactly at 23, and Jupiter's 21, so they're in the same gate, and the gate is 61, which is inner truth. Sincerity compels you towards what you know to be true. So this is really all about listening to that inner voice. So last but not least, I went to the Sabian Symbols. Now, the symbols are really, in my estimation, very important, because in a gate, there's 6-point-something degrees. Let's say 6 degrees. So, yes, the gate has an energy, but then within that energy, it's like you're in a state, say New Jersey, but then you're in a town. And depending what town you're in that state, it can change environment and things around it. So the same thing with the Sabian Symbols, okay? We have a gate, which will be like the state, but then we come down to the specific symbol, and that comes closer, so that, would come to the town that you're in. Well, actually, I think the sign would be the town, and then the degree would be the building that you're in, something like that. So let's look at 28 degrees Cancer. Now, I'm actually going to read you the whole thing, because usually I just start with looking at the keyword. But I want to take a minute and read the whole thing, because it talks to certain people in certain ways. So this is a symbol of effective cooperation between various phases of human culture, such as those which have become crystallized in a faithfulness to the special values they have held intact. Now, to me, that's like tradition. Well, we've always done it this way, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And those which provide the new potential of a genuine frontier spirit. These differences, as brought to unity, are a stimulus to a greater differentiation of the self in its own illimitable capacity for expanding relationships. The key word is compatibility. When positive, the degree is a high skill in bringing older or neglected reality to the service of fresher and more vital self-fulfillment. Now remember that this is the degree. What's important about this degree, remember, is it's being challenged by Saturn. So the old, if you look back at the culture, okay, in the chart of the United States, we have Pluto and Capricorn opposite this degree. So, well, we've always done it this way. It should be this way. It should be that way. And then you've got Saturn and the other side of it, okay? So what is Saturn saying? Now remember, Saturn is in that gate of what? Limitation, limitation and restriction, acceptance and finding new ways of doing things. Okay, that's the gate. Let's look at the degree. Okay. All right, 28 degrees of Capricorn. This is a symbol of the ramifying differentiation of interests to be found in the many areas of normal life, and of man's gift for bringing any one special line of effort to the immediate service of any other. His wide spread of aspiration is encompassed in the overall relationship by which he has organized himself, and his everyday problems have their solution in his breadth of resources. The key word is community. When positive, the degree is an exceptional success in making all personal concerns a matter of common welfare. When negative, loss of all character can happen. The word in sheer officiousness, I think that's how you pronounce it. I wasn't quite sure what that word meant, so I looked it up. And it's assertive of authority in an annoying, domineering way, especially with regard to petty or trivial matters. And how many times do we see the media blowing things out of proportion, and what have you? Now remember, this is Saturn at this degree. So this is giving us all the challenge of, are we going to buy into this limitation, this negativity, this fear, this, what have you? Or are we going to say, excuse me, I'm a metaphysician. I'm going to move into the positive degree that this new moon is taking place in. Okay, this positive degree that says, okay, the key word is compatibility. I am going to be compatible with all positive dreams and wishes that I know I can bring into manifestation in my life. By looking at the outside world and looking at everything that's wrong with it, you do not help it one bit. But by putting yourself into the wonderful, beneficial aspect of gaining wisdom from the Saturn and lifting your consciousness and believing in the impossible dream. That's why we do new moon wishes. Demand from Saturn the wisdom. And if you have my CDs of tapping to the planets, tap on the wisdom of Saturn in whatever area of your life that you need it. Tap out the negative and tap in the positive of that energy. It is taking place right opposite the new moon, and it is taking place in opposition to Pluto, which of course will have Saturn sitting on it in the chart of the United States. Don't buy into that pettiness of the media. Don't buy into blowing things out of proportion. Let's lift our attitude, our dreams to the consciousness of everybody. Everybody. Everybody deserves to be happy and healthy. And they're never going to get there by paying attention into all the negativity. Because when you pay attention to it, you're bringing it into your body. Into your body, physically, mentally, emotionally. Let's be miracle makers. Demand the wisdom of Saturn and make those dreams a reality. Okay? Have a wonderful day.